Hi, welcome inside the social confidence system. Thank you for your trust in me and in this system. And I just want to tell you a little bit about what it is and how it works so you're reassured before you get started. So this system is something I've worked on for 4 or 5 years. There's literally well over 1,000 hours of work that has gone into it. This is the 9th version. It's tested, it works, and the exercises in it are based upon principles, practices, and exercises that I learned from the top leading therapists, coaches, consultants, self-help experts, and so on. And what I found is in using these exercises with my coaching clients, it worked over and over and over again. And these exercises were so simple that I was able to put them into a step-by-step system, which now has proven to get people results for the past 3 or 4 years. So this stuff really works. It's not a placebo. You don't have to believe in it for it to work. But you do need to put in the effort. But when you put in the effort, you're going to get the results. Now, we're here at the beginning screen that you get once you've logged into the social confidence system. And the beginning screen is directly explanation and instructions. So as you're at this page, and as you're on all of the pages, you basically simply want to scroll down, and then you can see here the first PDF to download, right click, open, or right click, save link as, and then you can save it, and you open it, you read it, if there are instructions in it, follow the instructions, and then you go back to the screen. It's really simple, so it basically just reads like a book. So you go from the top of the page, down, 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 and at the end of the page it says, click here to go to the next step, which will then bring you to the next step. And the next step is number B. So you can either do it in that way, starting at the top of the page, going down, and then clicking on going to the next step, or you can use this little navigation menu. Basically, you want to get started by first going through the explanation, then the EFT tapping. So you do A, you do B, you do C, and then once you've done A, B, C, you start at the first step of the system, step number 1, acceptance. And very simple. Once you're done, you go to step number 2, and so on and so forth. Now, while the system works linearly, one step after the other, there are certain steps that you'll likely return to several times, such as the step on acceptance, the step on subconscious resistance, and the step on self-acceptance, and possibly other ones as well. Don't worry about that. All of that will be explained as you get started. All of it will get clear to you as you go through the steps in the system. If you don't understand anything, if there's something unclear, just read the instructions of the exercise a second time, and usually that will give you the answer that you're looking for. Now, if you really cannot find the answer, you see these little FAQ sections here. Okay, when you click on that, there you go. You got the frequently asked questions, and that will usually give you the answer that you're looking for. If you then still cannot find the answer, use the contact page and contact me, and I'd be happy to get back to you. So what can I expect? Well, let's start out with some bad news. This is not a quick fix. You won't solve your social anxiety in a week, and probably not even in a month. It's highly, highly, highly unlikely. But you will be making real progress quickly. So once you've acquired the essential know-how to prepare for the rest of the system through steps A, B, and C, then you'll start to apply the tapping. And as you'll do, you will experience the effects of the tapping within the first 3 steps, and likely already during the first step on acceptance. And then soon you'll start noticing that your inner peace, your inner calm starts expanding, starts getting bigger. You feel more relaxed. Your self-confidence will start to grow. You feel better about yourself, and you'll start feeling less and less anxious. And gradually you'll start noticing that your life just gets better. Now, don't expect to see monumental changes in your life after the first few days of tapping. That's just it's not how it works. Your anxiety is not all of a sudden going to disappear, and your life's not going to change within a week. It's just not realistic. However, it is possible to start seeing changes after the first exercise. Many people have reported, have emailed me and said that they did. And if that happens, great. But for most people, it's a gradual process. Okay, so you got to realize you're dealing with a long-standing issue, and it has a lot of aspects that need to be dealt with in order for the problem to completely resolve. But every step you take, every 30 minutes that you invest, every time you do your tapping, you each time get a little bit closer to being confident and anxiety-free. Now, these changes that you make can either be subtle, hardly to notice, or profound, wow changes, But these subtle changes you experience, don't be disappointed about them. These subtle changes are just as important as the more profound ones, because sometimes the subtle changes are necessary for more profound changes to occur, and sometimes a profound change is the result of a lot of subtle changes. Here's a testimonial. I'll read it to you quickly. Hi Sebastian, it's been a while since I've contacted you, but I wanted to email you to simply say thank you. Your course has helped to change my life, and funnily enough, without me realizing it. I never truly noticed a change in me until yesterday. I went through an anxious episode, which thankfully was not triggered by anything social, but by something completely different, and experiencing all those physical and mental symptoms, the heart racing, the palms sweating, the stuttering, the inability to think straight, the negative thoughts, the feeling of doom, and so on, made me realize how far I had come. Constantly feeling anxious and negative was once so normal for me, but now my new normal is a sense of calmness, a sense of serenity. So, when I felt anxious yesterday, I was shocked at how abnormal it all felt. I was shocked that I couldn't remember the last time I had felt like that. Your courses work miracles, but in such a wonderfully subtle way that I never actually realized I changed. I still feel like me, I still act like me, so much so that it took an anxious moment for me to notice that I'm actually different. Now when I think about it, I'm so much more comfortable around people. I have fun with them, whereas before I was stuck in my head, too stuck in my head to have fun. I'm more confident in myself and my abilities. I am more present. Your course is brilliant. Thank you so much for making it available for us to use. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who would like to be free of their anxiety once and for all. And if anyone is afraid of changing, like I was, then don't be. You will change in such a gentle and gradual way that you won't even feel it. Thanks, Sebastian, your extracurricular, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. So the big question, how long will it take to resolve my social anxiety? It's a question I get so often. Well, everyone wants to rush and get over their social anxiety quickly. So when you invest in a program that can really help you, hey, I understand that you want to quickly move through the steps and do as many hours as you can and lock yourself in your house and get fixed before, this next big thing that's coming up. And unfortunately, that is not how it works. Okay, you cannot rush this. And, the funny thing is, the more I say that to someone, the more they're like, well, that doesn't apply to me. I can rush it. I'm smarter. I'm better. I can fix this. I've done a lot of self-help already. So to me, it doesn't, forget it, The irony is that the more you rush it, the slower you actually go. This takes as long as it takes. What you want to do is be deliberate as you work through the system and take your time for it. Set some time apart every day and work on it. It's really gonna help you. This sounds a bit cheesy maybe, but this is really a journey you're going on. And yes, it will be challenging at times, and there will be ups and downs along the way. But the cool thing about this is it will keep getting better and better and better. The more emotional wounds you heal, the more beliefs you change, the better you start to feel about yourself, the less anxious you get. So commit to putting 30 to 60 minutes a day, every day, into working on this system. And then evaluate how you're doing after 30 days of putting in that effort every day. For best results, get rid of the fixed end date. That's not helping you at all. That's working against you if you do that. Keep living your life. Don't lock yourself up in the house. Commit to working on the social confidence system every day until you have the results that you want. And instead of measuring your success by how anxious you still are, decide to measure your success by whether you're putting in the effort every day. And then just be grateful for the little tiny changes that you make or the big changes that you make. Speaking of change, the process of change. So this is a graphic of the change process that people usually think it is. Oh, okay, so I'll have a problem and I'll start working on the problem. And I'll make progress until I'm at my goal. But the change process is not linear. It's actually more like this. It's an up and down journey. So, you start out and you make some progress and then you fall back. And then you make great progress and you fall back. And you make great progress and you fall back. And you make great progress and you fall back and you have like a big crash and you're like, oh my God, is this really working for me? Oh, what's wrong? Blah, blah, blah. And then you pick yourself back up and you start again and you start making progress again and then you fall back and then you go pick yourself up and then you fall back and then you pick yourself up and you have a big crash again and then, oh, you complain, oh, it's not working for me, blah, blah, blah. And eventually you get your act together again and you keep going. That's how it goes. That is the change process. That's how it goes. It's an up and down journey. But if you keep your goal in mind and you measure your success by putting in the effort every day, you're eventually going to go to your goal. You're eventually going to get there. And as we talk about that, the importance of persistence. It's of essential importance that you persist. There are quite a few aspects to your problem or pieces to resolve the social anxiety puzzle, and you need to address each and every one of them to get the total freedom. Now, what is great to know and remember is that each aspect that you resolve will give you a little result. It will give you a little bit of progress, and a lot of results will start to add up. And the cool thing is, there are only so many steps that it takes to free yourself. There's a finite, however you say that, there's a finite of steps to get to the top of the mountains. There's a certain amount of steps to get to the mountain. Say it's 100, say it's 1,000, whatever, I don't know. And therefore, when you keep going, when you keep putting in that 30 to 60 minutes a day, as you keep doing your tapping every time that you get triggered, then eventually you will have taken all those steps to the top of the mountain and then you're anxiety free. When you keep persisting, your success is inevitable. I wish you all the best and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.